Remember when they used to give you a comb for school picture day? That was fun.
You're listening to Mike and John Got It Going On, a Livingston County-based podcast that's based in, well, Livingston County. And now, Mike and John.
That's us, Mike Marino, John King, and we're brought to you by Firehouse Doors.
Yeah.
The door to quality. So what did you forget to do
Did you
yesterday?
just make that up?
No, it says it right there on the, see? The door to quality. It says it on the sign that's been hanging above us for how long?
Okay. Well, see, it's
Get
behind
it
me.
together.
It's behind me.
You need to learn to read backwards. After you get the...
You're right. It is like that. Wait, it's over there. Okay.
You got to be able to read
Right.
backwards. Yeah.
I'll
Once
never,
you get
I'll
cataract
never be a
surgery,
TV
you'll be able to do
weatherman.
that.
I'll
So-
never be a TV weatherman.
You know what? You'll never be one that has to remind his buddy to do something that you forgot to text me to do yesterday when I went to my mom's.
Did you leave the fridge doors open?
I didn't leave them open, but you were supposed to remind me to check them to make sure they weren't open because that little flap, it says, the doors that close together, there's a little flap there that seals it. And if that doesn't go just right, the doors don't shut right.
That's not good.
And you forgot to text me after my mom called the show
I'm
yesterday.
sorry, Mike's mom. I failed.
Now you know what I have to do?
What?
I gotta go there again today and check the door.
All right. So the door could have been open. The door is open right now? It could potentially be open the entire time
No,
right
it's
now?
not. If she's catching this. No,
Okay.
it's not. I checked it. We're good.
It's okay.
Yep, it's all right.
Enjoy your wine.
Amish wine.
It's okay. Yeah.
I brought this today.
A fork?
I found it.
Or is it time to stick a fork in us or what?
You'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
All right. So coming up today, we're going to talk to Bob Laura.
Yes.
Financial guru Bob
Yes.
Laura.
He's going to try and talk us off the inflationary ledge.
Deflated. That inflationary
Yeah.
ledge. So yeah, everybody's concerned about inflation.
Which,
We'll
yeah,
chat with Bob about that.
it impacts the bottom line. But
All right. And
yeah.
we'll take a look at some of your answers for our trivia question today that we asked last night. We'll get to that. After John's news, Giggle News, brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers.
All right, thank you. Here's what's going on. Former Howell Mayor Nick Proctor has filed to run for the newly created 5th District for the Livingston County Board of Commissioners that includes the city of Howell and Marion Township. Proctor has filed to run in the August 2nd GOP primary. He'll be running against current Commissioner Jay Drick. While mayor, Proctor was known for his emphasis on nonpartisan approaches to issues while still being open to points of view from both sides of the political aisle. Although not everyone agrees, Marion Township resident Casey Helton is the lone Democrat to file for the seat. When informed about Proctor's filing, she told Giggle News, "I think people are tired of the same insider politics from Republicans in Livingston County, and I look forward to defeating whoever emerges from this primary." Proctor was recently named the 2021 Citizen of the Year by the Howell Area Chamber of Commerce. He's a member of the American Legion Devereaux Post 141, the Livingston County Salvation Army Advisory Board, the board of the Livingston Arts Council, and with Howell Rotary, where he's been active with the Alzheimer's Association. After incurring criticism last week for her invocation to a Senate session, State Senator Lana Tice has doubled down and accused her critics of being, quote, groomers that sexualize children. As reported by Michigan Advance, the Brighton Township Republicans' invocation prompted 3 Democratic senators to walk out of the session in protest. Mallory McMorrow of Royal Oak, Dana Polhanke of Livonia, and Rosemary Baer of Beverly Hills. Now the publication's reporting Tice has gone even further with a fundraising email Monday claiming Democrats like Senators McMorrow, Polhanke, and Baer are trolls and groomers that sexualize children. McMorrow said Tice's remarks were an absolutely disgusting, vile attempt to scapegoat already marginalized kids in the state of Michigan. It's disgusting and I feel sad, unquote. Tice is facing a primary challenge this year from Mike Detmer of Howell, who has criticized Tice for accepting the results of a Senate oversight report that found no evidence of widespread fraud in the 2020 presidential election. Last week, Detmer also encouraged supporters to attend a Heartland Consolidated Schools Board meeting after insinuating teachers in the district were indoctrinating students with inclusive concepts that included signs in Spanish and allowing pride shirts. Additional details have been released about a weekend police chase that began in Livingston County and ended with an arrest in Detroit. According to a release from the Livingston County Sheriff's Office, at about 11:36 Saturday night, the deputies were patrolling westbound 96 near M59 in Howell Township when they attempted to initiate a traffic stop on a white Ford Escape after determining that the plate was stolen from Ohio. The vehicle sped off into eastbound 96 until it exited at Spencer Road in Brighton Township. As the vehicle neared the end of the exit ramp, police say 4 of the 5 occupants exited the vehicle and fled on foot. One occupant stayed inside the vehicle. 2 and the driver were taken into custody by responding units after a foot pursuit. All of the occupants were identified as males between 17 and 19 years of age from Detroit. They were lodged in the Livingston County Jail on charges of fleeing and eluding and resisting obstructing. The 5th occupant was not located at the scene, but instead arrested a short time later by Michigan State Police and the Green Oak Township Police Department after a second vehicle pursuit that ended in Detroit at Schoolcraft Drive and the Southfield Freeway. And a local coffee house will be looking to get a new look inside thanks to a state grant announced Monday. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation announced 19 communities around Michigan have been awarded more than $490,000 in grants aimed at supporting small local businesses. Among the recipients, Uptown Coffee House in downtown Howell, which will receive $25,000. Owner Lorna Brennan tells Giggle News that Howell Main Street DDA assisted her with the paperwork and applied on her behalf. She plans to use the money for an interior renovation, saying that other than new equipment, in her nearly 20 years of ownership, she has never made a change to the counter service area. And that's what's going on.
And of course, Giggle News brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Customer service, community involvement, honesty, professionalism, and of course, exquisite merchandise is what Cooper and Binkley Jewelers are all about. Don't forget Mother's Day is coming up. If you're looking for a custom design for mom, they've got that. They can take care of you. Also, Simon G. Zagani and other great designers. Cooper and Binkley Jewelers, Main Street in downtown Brighton. Your first and last stop for that perfect gift and one-of-a-kind keepsakes. Browse their selection online, cooperandbinkleyjewelers.com, or better yet, stop by and see for yourself everything they have to offer. Unsurpassed customer service, too. Cooper and Binkley Jewelers, an unparalleled, exceptional jewelry experience in downtown Brighton. And let's see, we've got politicians in the news today.
What?
You know, the way to win an election is to listen to and watch Mike and John Got It Going On.
Yeah.
Because if you want to know what's going on, this is it. So, therefore, we're going to recommend all politicians, those that are running, listen, view, talk about Mike and John Got It Going On.
I mean, you know, they can watch if they want. I don't know what they're going to get out of it.
They'll get some good local news.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
All right,
But
before we get to our buddy Bob Laura,
yes,
we should
because that was the
probably
alarm that just went off.
That was the Bob Laura alert.
Bob Laura alert, our community spotlight alarm, which we've now made a regular feature of ignoring and being late.
No, it's
it goes off. We go, yeah, and then we do something else.
It's kind of like you're supposed to clean your room. Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
but we got this going.
I got to
on
do
right
this
now.
first.
But so many people answered last night's trivia question, which was hilarious. Recent study found that most people lose about 3 of these a year. Now, there were a couple answers that said children. I'm a little concerned about some of the parents in the audience. But we had children. Sunglasses and glasses were a very popular guess yesterday. Bets was another one. Only 3 a year? I think you're lying.
Not with DraftKings, fella.
If you're, well, yeah, they sport you enough.
I mean, you could lose bets just all day long.
All day long.
You know, I mean, come on.
That only counts as one loss if it only happens in one day, right?
Sure.
Okay.
In a 24-hour period.
Yeah, that's
you know,
just one
So if you
loss.
start making your bets at, say, 4 a.m., you know, and if you make your last bet after midnight the next day, that's still
a different day.
It's the same day, though. It's the same 24-hour
Oh, I guess the same
period.
24-hour
That's what I'm saying.
sweep. Gotcha.
Same 24-hour period.
All right, so some of the other answers to our question, I don't think anybody got it right. Recent survey finding most people lose about 3 of these a year. Want to know what it is we're losing.
Right. Chapstick was one I saw.
Yeah.
Which, okay, here's where, and I was like, way more. That's an undercount. That's an
probably
undercount.
in the dryer.
Okay, exactly. They're in the dryer, and I only know this when I pull clothes out, and I'm like, what are these weird stains? What the hell? Or
a little waxy on the
yeah.
blue shirt. You can see that.
Or they're under. There's like 4 of them. I guarantee you right now there are 4 of them underneath the seats of my car.
Probably.
Yeah, they're rolling around down there, and you're like, okay. Pairs of underwear. So.
Hey, look what I found. Your chapstick.
Oh,
It's
hey.
not the answer, though.
No.
All right, so
It's
pairs of underwear.
That's his.
How do you
chapstick.
lose underwear?
Well, we don't want to know. Talk about your walk of shame.
You know, you're walking down Grand River one day and wonder where that came from.
Yeah. Spoons.
Spoons, good guess.
Close, but not it.
Nope.
Coffee cups, travel mugs. Well, you don't want to lose a Mike and John travel mug.
You lose that.
Or a Mike and John mug, which
yeah.
you can
now,
get.
If you notice, this needs to hit the wash dishwasher. You got a little dribble there.
Well, yeah.
You know, you're staining our logo.
You want me to wash it while I'm drinking out of it?
Just lick it. There you go. Give it a lick. There you go. See, that's how you get rid of a little coffee stain off your coffee mug. Give it a little lick. Get a little taste from yesterday.
Is that good enough now?
Yeah, it looks a lot better. Okay. A little slime on there.
Well, yeah. Well, sorry.
So
the answer?
The answer? Forks.
Stick a fork in it. Yeah.
Fork is the answer. So spoons was the closest.
3 forks.
Yeah.
Now
where did they go?
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
This out.
If you were to just exclusively focus on households with teenagers,
look under the bed.
It'd be 30 forks.
They probably ended up in the garbage can. In the
right,
bedroom,
exactly. How many times they end up in the garbage can? I have literally pulled forks out of the garbage. I'm like, what? You're like, why is there a fork? What are you doing?
It fell off when I was scraping this.
Trying to have a civilization here.
So forks.
Right.
Yeah, this is a dessert fork. It would fit in my pocket better.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure you got a visual of what we're losing so many.
Okay. Did you bring a fork?
Yeah.
I mean, a dessert. Sorry.
No, I didn't bring a dessert. But you know what the bad part is, since we're talking about washing dishes too, when you pull one of these out, whether it's a knife or a fork, and it's still got stuff on it,
right.
After you've washed it in the dishwasher, is it technically clean?
Yeah. As long as no one sees it. It's like the 5-second rule.
Yeah.
If I pull something out of the dishwasher and I'm like, and I see like even a flake of something, I'll be like, that's fine. That's good. No one's gonna see that.
I'm not eating over anytime soon. Okay, let's give Bob Laura a call. We're late.
That's good. There you go.
All right, let's give Uncle Bob a call here. And talk finances.
Yes. Good
and
morning.
Inflation. Good morning, Bob.
Morning, guys.
Bob Laura joining us, of course. John was telling us about a newsletter that you put out about inflation, and it's really not that bad, right? Things aren't. Really
Things
bad.
are fine. Prices are low. It's all good.
Well, until you check your bank account. Right?
Well,
yeah. See, now this is the thing. I mean, everybody is complaining about inflation, but it's really on just certain things that are really hitting, that really hit us hard, and it's the stuff we use the most, whether it's gas or when we go to the grocery store and you're like, this just cost me $100 more than it usually does to make a trip to the grocery store. So, other than that, how are the rest of things on a global basis, or at least here in the U.S., looking?
Well, it is a tough time. I mean, it's kind of a shock adjustment where people, housing prices are up, healthcare is costing more. If you run a business, employment's costing you more. So there is, this process that's taking place. But what's really happening too is it's more of a normalization. It's not like this is going to keep going on, and that's kind of the sense you get from the headlines that, oh my gosh, inflation's the highest it's been in 30 years, and it's going to go higher and higher and higher. And that's really not how we see it. We see it starting to normalize and stabilize, and now we just have to adjust our expectations for it.
So kind of ride the wave, so to speak, as far as where we're at now. Hopefully things evening out when it comes to the everyday purchases.
Well, and yeah, because really a couple of things are happening that are positive, right? So the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates. When they raise interest rates, then, the cost to finance a house or a car goes up. And so it's going to slow down demand, right? And so if people are out there not buying as much stuff or wanting as much stuff, and there's not as much money out there, then that will slow things down. And that's what they do to kind of abate inflation. So we are seeing that happening. People are slowing down, and so it's just us getting used to financing things at a higher rate. I mean, we have generations of people who've never financed something over 5 or 6%, but that's just not reality, and we're just going to have to get used to it.
But is that, you're right that historically, when you look at the context of it, that's not what the reality is. But is perception becoming reality? In other words, have we created because the Fed has been doing this for so long now are we creating a situation where interest rates that they rise above a certain percent that previously was acceptable, was seen as normal, and now politically is untenable, even though historically and financially it shouldn't be? Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it basically,
Yeah.
because that's what the uproar is. I mean, everyone just is kind of overwhelmed that all this is happening, and you can blame politics. And I mean, there's lots of reasons that it's happening. The real reality is there's a lot of money out there chasing too many things. We really need the supply chain to improve, which we expect to have happen in the second to third quarter. People need to start slowing down, and interest rates have to be a little bit higher. And here's the crazy thing. The stock market can still go up when all those things happen. Now, we do expect the next couple months to be bumpy because the Fed is expected to raise rates a couple more times. And again, that sounds like, oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy. But I mean, the 10-year Treasury is still yielding below 3%. It historically averages 3.5% to 4%. So we're still a little ways away from where we need to get to, and so it's not going to feel good in the process, but once we're there, things will stabilize. Wages are going up, jobs are still being filled, so there is some positive to it as well.
So what's the danger of a recession if the Fed acts too aggressively? I mean, is that a real danger, you think, or is that something that's being maybe blown out of proportion?
No, it's part of the business cycle, and basically, recession just means negative GDP. So we've had them before, and it's not the end of the world. It's not ushering in, another Great Depression or a 2008, 2009. It just means there's a slowdown in economic activity, and that's likely to happen, especially recently the 2-year Treasury and the 10-year Treasury inverted, meaning shorter-term yields were paying more, which is a sign of a recession. But again, it's part of the business cycle, and you can't time it. So I don't know if that's going to happen potentially in 6 months or in 18 months, but they're usually short. They last maybe obviously 2 quarters, so that's 6 months. So they're short. And again, if your investment time horizon is beyond 3 to 5 years, then it really shouldn't be an issue for you.
So I guess where I guess I see like financial analysts, on TV and the various networks or whatever, who will say that the Fed raising interest rates is a good thing, and that it's like exactly what you're saying. That historically speaking, they have been suppressed, they've been relatively low, and that it's okay that they go a little bit higher.
That's unless you want to buy a $500,000 home, then the rates
right. But that's exactly what I'm getting at. They say that, but then the markets react, and then when the Fed goes, we're thinking about maybe later this year, possibly, we're not sure, but it's possible we might raise the interest rate 0.01%, and the market goes, oh my God, it's the end of the world. So I may be overstating that just a little bit, but nonetheless, it just seems like the what is sound financial advice and how the market reacts seem to sometimes be disconnected.
Something's always on fire, it seems like.
Well, no, I mean, you guys are, and this is where most people struggle as investors. There's no logic to the stock market. You can't just, you would think that, hey, Apple just put out earnings and they beat earnings, the stock's going to go up, but it goes down by 5%. You're like, what happened there? Or you would think that inflation slowing down would be good, but then it's bad because the Fed's going to raise interest rates. And that's kind of the dichotomy that the media and financial analysts play out. And that's why for individual investors, it's really about what are your time horizons, what are the companies that you like that have weathered storms and have done well, and focusing on those things instead of this mass hysteria, because it can be overwhelming and you can't make sense of it all. But if you look long term, have the right companies, you'll be in a good spot.
So if an Elon Musk tweet wipes out your retirement, you probably aren't on a very sustainable financial path.
You don't want to, and that's where people get caught up in the hype with that kind of stuff. And I always say to people, if you want to have fun or speculate, you can really only do it with 1 to 3% of your portfolio. So if you want to bet on meme stocks or you want to follow Elon Musk and his advice, like, you can have a small chunk in there, but otherwise it's just unnecessary risk unless you're comfortable with it. I mean, some people like to go to the casino and put it all on black or red, other people don't. So it's managing your personality as well.
I want to ask you a little about the investing for those that do kind of play the market on their own and take that 1% or whatever it may be. Has there been any stock that's really kind of blown your mind, going, wow, I can't believe people have made it big on this?
I'll tell you, one of the craziest stories was I had a lady come in, it was a couple, and she told me about Ulta Beauty, the little shop for beauty supplies.
That's where John buys his shampoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about like 6 years ago, and I'm like, wow, it's, I don't really know much about it. I wasn't really paying attention to it. I think it was trading at like $30 or $40 a share. I have not checked it recently, but it has cracked $200. So
wow.
This thing is shot through the roof, and that's like a really a good stock. And the client just was paying attention, and I had another client who was looking at Generac. They were walking around their neighborhoods, and they saw all these houses have these Generac generators, and so they wanted to buy some. So we bought it around $80 a share, and it shot up to like I think $250. So just paying attention to your local surroundings can really be a boon for you.
Well, yeah, if you're looking at stuff that people use on a daily basis, and here in America, we like our food, so maybe frozen stuff, pizza, or whatever it may be. French fries, it could be a great stock. Or when you go to the grocery store and you see that a lot of stuff you were normally going to buy is gone these days, might be something to keep an eye on.
Well, and that's what makes investing fun. Like if you personalize it. So a lot of people just jump in. They've got a bunch of mutual funds or ETFs. They don't know what it's doing or how it's working. And not that those approaches can work, but when you do personalize your investing, it does mean more. It's more satisfying than just kind of having this blob of a portfolio and seeing it ebb and flow and not knowing why.
And then there's always the stocks that are like bulletproof in terms of recession, hot market, slow market, mid market, doesn't matter. Things like alcohol, they're always going to do good. I mean, there's like a section of stocks that are just sort of like, don't you consider those to be like bulletproof in that sense?
Yeah, they're referred to as consumer staples, and a lot of
Right.
people call them recession-proof. And it's things like Procter & Gamble or Johnson & Johnson, because people are still going to have to eat food, brush their teeth, wash their hair. Again, stores like Walmart or Costco, like they tend to do well in slower economic growth environments. And that's the other kind of thing, is that it's just looking ahead and saying, okay, if people are saying a recession is coming or that economic activity is going to slow down, making slight adjustments to your portfolio to, have more stuff in consumer staples or utilities or even healthcare, which isn't slowing down. So just making little shifts, that can help take the angst out. When I say little shift, like just moving 5 to 10% from a growth portfolio to, value or to these other sectors can just feel like, okay, I'm doing something about it. I'm just not riding the wave.
Right, you're being a little more stable on it. And this just brought up a great idea. I think we're going to open up a still here in the podcast and start selling Mike and John booze.
You assume assume there's not one right behind this.
there.
Yeah, you
Not
assume there's not a still there.
There may be one there.
Yeah.
We can't reveal that right now. But Bob, always a pleasure to get your perspective. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and before we let you go, another thing I know you had mentioned earlier was about the housing market, which was hot last year, and then it slowed down at the end of the year. And
wasn't that because there was nothing left to sell? I mean, unless you're going to bail on where you're at.
It seems like the conventional wisdom is like, well, the hot part of the market is over, and now, home sales are going to, level off or stay, at a more reasonable pace, whatever you want to call that. But you're not so sure.
Yeah, so I think a couple trends are really important. First, the millennials. I mean, they are a giant generation. Their ages are 26 to 41. They are in their prime earning, family, and house buying years. That's not going to change. The estimate is we're short 3 million homes, and now there's a lot of corporations going out there buying them up. I don't see that changing. Even as interest rates go up and people can afford less, the entry-level stuff is, especially below that 300,000, it's not really changing. And so I know people are kind of, I'm going to wait till the market cools off. It's really not positioned to do so, even with higher rates. And so I don't see it necessarily slowing down.
All right.
That's good news and bad news. If you're 20-something and ready to buy a house, it's still going to cost you more than it would maybe 2 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the challenge. I mean, most people buy a house on payment with interest rates going up, but obviously wages are going up too, so that kind of helps as well. But it is going to be a challenge, and again, we're going to be faced with great time to sell, but then you got to go out and buy something. So balancing those things out.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks again, Bob, Laura from Senator Joe's Financial in Brighton. Always appreciate your perspective.
Great talking to you guys. Take
All
care.
right, Bob, have a good one. Yeah, it's
Take care.
it is an interesting scenario as far as buying and selling houses. My son's looking for a house, and I said, "Hey, you can move into John's basement. There's plenty of room."
I do it. I have one right over there. Rent's cheap.
And, you know, if you buy a house, you'll want to make sure that the garage door is working properly, and the folks to go to would be Firehouse Doors.
Yeah, you know what their logo is?
Their slogan?
Their slogan, yeah.
The door to quality,
That's
John.
right. It is the door to quality. I'm glad you remembered. Firehouse Doors, located in Livingston County. They've been serving residents for 24 years. Family owned. They strive to treat each customer like family. I am a customer and have received exemplary service. And anyone I've ever talked to that's been a customer of Firehouse Doors say the same thing. Mike and Kim Witt give just extraordinary effort towards making sure all their customers' needs are taken care of. It's a veteran-owned business. Mike, a proud U.S. Air Force veteran, and it's your one-stop shop for residential, commercial, and rolling steel overhead door needs. In fact, our good friends over at Murphy's Family Auto not too long ago had a garage door problem, and Mike showed up from Firehouse Doors and got that fixed right that morning. I mean, that was an urgent call to get their business running, and he got it up and going. So for the past 21 years, Firehouse Doors, they've been Livingston County's only authorized distributor for CHI overhead doors. Call Firehouse Doors today, 810-599-7480. And tomorrow on the show,
We got to wait till tomorrow to draw the winner?
we will draw the winner for a 12-point inspection for up to 2 garage doors and openers. And whoever that winner is, and again,
This is the bonus
yeah,
right here.
Yeah, it's a preventative maintenance package, free of charge. Mike comes out. He's not trying to do a hard sell. He's just going to give you a straight up, honest assessment of where your garage door is at. And because you were drawn, your name is drawn, you get 10% off all future garage door needs for a month.
No.
6 months.
No.
10 years.
No. Life. That's right, 10% for life.
Yeah.
Even if you change residences, wherever you live.
I don't think that. I don't know.
If you move to New Zealand,
I don't believe that's true.
not that.
No,
Okay,
I don't believe that's true. I think you're.
I might have embellished.
Yeah, you
that
might
a
have
little bit.
embellished that a little
Well,
bit.
maybe
yeah.
Mike wanted to go to New Zealand and check
I
out your garage
understand that.
door.
I don't believe that this is transferable.
All
I
right.
think, but it's
All
all
right.
your. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but maybe you found a loophole.
I don't know if I found a loophole or not. I
Okay.
wasn't looking for
All right.
one.
Well, you found
But
one.
I found one.
All right. This might be the last day Firehouse Doors
No,
advertises
they're
on our
not.
show.
No.
So-
You got to become a part of the 10%er club.
Well, yeah, 10%er club. That's right. And
Yes.
of course, we'll do that drawing tomorrow.
TPC, we call it.
Yeah, that's true. And as I mentioned, Murphy's Family Auto.
Your car knows.
Yeah, great folks over there. 517-552-3040. Time to get the car ready. Give you that spring inspection ready for the summer travel season.
We'd say take off your snow tires and put on your regular tires, and they can do it for you. But
Right.
you might want to wait a couple more days just in
You know, the
case.
thing I like about April snow, like the one we got yesterday.
I don't like anything about it.
Well, I don't like. I agree, but hey, I don't. I just know. I automatically know I'm not shoveling this.
No.
And
no,
here's
that's
it.
a
And
good-
around in the Howell area where it was it covered lawns. The streets were fine. Driveways,
a
no
little
big deal.
slushy
I know
yesterday.
some other areas got heavier snow, and but in my mind when it started, I was like, I don't care if we get 12 inches of snow. I'm not shoveling anything. I don't care.
He says
I don't
it in
care.
January too.
I don't care. No, I get out there and I don't shovel. It's snowblow. But,
snowblow.
Anyway, so I don't mind April snow so much because I just know I'm never going to shovel it.
And
I
it
don't
didn't
care.
go out.
If I have to barrel into my garage at 80 miles an hour to get through the snowdrift and then probably need a new garage door because I
If you
slammed
do,
into it.
we know who can take
And I'll
care
call
of you.
Firehouse Doors. And then my car, of course, will need to get repaired, so I'll call Murphy's Family Auto, 517-552-3040, and I'll save 5% off my own bill if I say, hey, Mike and me sent me. Or Mike and John sent you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Say 5%.
Murphy's Family Auto, your car knows, murphysfamilyauto.com.
Hey, I want to thank a good friend of the show. We've known Spencer Kling for a long time.
Many years.
We'll just put it this way. Spencer was part of our morning show for a while.
She won the intern we did
Yes.
an intern, and it was based on
Creativity.
but remember, it was a TV show at the time that was really popular. It was
It was the one where people got fired?
no,
I
not
don't know, not that
It
one.
was whatever it was, but we did like an intern contest where you could be Mike and John's intern,
Right.
And we had various people come and apply, and
Spencer was one.
Spencer was the winner. Wasn't she the winner?
No, I think somebody else that worked in the news department was one of our winners. I think Spencer was
Are you sure?
an applicant,
Oh.
but I think Lindsay Smith
See,
was.
that's how long ago.
That's
that
how
was.
long ago it
Yeah.
was. I got to remind him
Yeah.
because we had.
Are you
we had-
sure? I don't-
Lindsay Smith
No,
was.
I know Lindsay Smith came and worked in the news department. Did she win that?
Well, her boyfriend Adam
right.
tried.
Now her husband.
And Spencer was one of the contestants.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I thought Spencer
She ended up,
won.
you know what she won? She won the job of delivering lunches that we gave away on a daily
That's
basis.
right.
But Spencer was a big part of the show for quite a while. A lot of fun. Would call in. Her and her family, Jean, her daughter, and grandson, been on the show. And Spencer saw us talking about the Walk for Warmth, which is coming up on May 14th.
Right.
Over at the old Heartland High School, and we are looking for pledges, hoping to make $1,000.
It's the Mustache Challenge. If we can raise $1,000 for the Mike and John Walk team,
Could be a stash from the past.
this
Could
is
be gone.
out of here.
Yeah, but it.
And we were at yesterday. You know, we had $125 for a while, and then somebody gave us $30. Very nice donation. Thank you. That moved us to $155, and that was great.
Look at him with the math.
And then yesterday, we heard from Spencer.
$500 donation
Yeah.
to rid the mustache, but she loves the mustache so much that she wants the mustache to stay.
Right.
So she doesn't want the stash to go.
No.
So what do we do now?
Well, we made a pledge at $1,000, so I think we have to.
We have to live up.
We
to
have
that.
to honor
Yes,
that.
you have to live up to that.
I mean,
what if we had $9.99 and 99 cents?
somebody will give a penny. Don't worry.
Oh, I'd give that.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. That's what I meant. I don't think there's people want to humiliate me, but here's the thing. See, this is the thing I'm going to tell you. This is a side deal. I'm going to talk out of the side.
Talk like this so nobody
so
knows.
that no one else knows.
Turn to the camera
Here's the
like
thing.
that.
I was kind of using this because I kind of wanted to get rid of it anyway, or at least try it out.
Give it a try.
And if you remember, the whole idea even came into my head because my daughter at one point said she had a nightmare that I shaved my mustache off, which made me laugh. At first, I thought it was so funny that I go, "That's your nightmare." And then the more I thought about it, I was like, maybe it's time for a change. Maybe it is time to get rid of this.
Maybe it is time to change. Time to rearrange.
It's time for
to
change.
You got to rearrange.
Oh God, dear, stop.
Little Brady moment there.
Yeah.
All right,
We
so
wish that we. Anyway, so
make your
Spencer,
donations.
right, and so she put up $500 towards the Mustache Challenge. Although, as you said, she also didn't want to. She wanted me to keep the mustache. So we're a little. It's a bit of a conundrum, and we should point out that she made the donation in memory of Joey Little, so her beloved Joey, and so we're happy to accept that and apply it. And of course, we're having a lot of fun with all this. Walk for Warmth, though, for the Oakland Livingston Human Service Agency, raising much needed funds to help out folks with their utility needs throughout the entire year. So. That's really what it's all about. We're having some fun trying to raise some money. Spencer, though, stepping up, and again in memory of her Joey. So $500. Thank you, Spencer. And now we're just a few $100 short of the $1,000 mustache challenge.
And those that walk with us, we've got Mike and John got it going on gear.
Yeah,
if that doesn't inspire you, our friends at Spirit of Livingston working with us to make those Mike and John got it going on T-shirts for our walkers. So make sure you make your donation. Let us know that you're going to be walking. We'll have a meetup point.
We're going to have details on the type of gear. Details on the gear coming up.
Yes.
We're working on that assiduously.
Nice word.
Thank you.
Can you look that up? For those that don't know what assiduously means, that's tenuously. We're just working.
Assiduously.
Fingers to the bone. No?
They both have slee on it.
Acid. It has to do with acid. There'll be acid wash shirts.
Sure.
Assiduously.
Yeah.
Sounds like I need a Rolade.
Yeah.
Mom's Day's coming up, and now's the time to get Mom that perfect gift from Mcknightlights.com.
Yes.
3D printed night lights, just like the Mike and John got it going on ones right above Rocky behind us. See that right there? Right there.
Yeah, that one there.
Right above Rocky's head.
Right.
Those are pretty cool. Turn your old family photos into wonderful gifts. A great new way to bring old photos back to life. You can get one for $20, get two for $15. Light up 2 rooms for Mom.
Right.
Mcknightlights.com. Place your order today.
Very simple. Go online. You can upload your photo right there, right off your phone, frankly, and they do a great job. And I just picked up the nightlight I got for my daughter yesterday of our beloved pet Scrambles, who's no longer with us, and I gave it to her yesterday, and she was very touched by it. She goes, "Oh my God, this is so cool." So it's a really wonderful way. And again, Mcknightlights.com.
All right, so check that out for Mom. Florida guy set the Guinness Book of World Records.
Florida guy.
Yeah, Florida guy.
It's a Florida guy
Long-time
alert.
Florida guy.
Florida guy alert. Is there a gator involved?
No,
Okay.
no. He saw the latest Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, in theaters 292 times. He sat through Spider-Man. Now, is there any movie you've seen, more than once? More than twice?
In the theater.
In a theater,
Right. I mean, we've all
What's the
seen
most?
movies dozens of times that have been on TV or whatever.
It
But
came out in December, and he has seen it 292 times in theaters for the Guinness Book of World Records. Now, in order to do that, you have to stay in the seat. You can't go take a pee. You can't go to the concession stand. You
292 times
yes.
in a row?
Not in a row.
But
he
each
sat
200,
through
each
the
one of
whole
the
movie,
okay,
and that
got
means
it.
the trailers and everything else.
Right.
$3,400 in tickets.
Dear Lord.
Watch the film without interruptions. 2.5 hours long, 292 times. It's about 730 hours of his life watching the same movie.
Right.
And like I said, that doesn't count seeing all the trailers and everything else that go before and after.
Right. I off the top of my head, the only movie I can think I've seen was Aliens, and I saw it 3 times. Twice back to back. Me and a buddy went and saw it, and we were in Florida. Now that I think about it, we were in Florida when we originally saw it, and we came out of the theater and we go, that was so cool, let's go see it again. And we turned right around and went back in and watched it again. And then like a couple weeks later, I was like, that was a good movie, I'm going to see it again.
Did you go to the bathroom after the first showing, hang out for a while, go back in when it started up again?
No comment.
He paid.
It was Florida.
And back then, seeing Aliens probably cost you $1.25.
Right.
So you
Well,
spent
you know,
$3,400.
I could probably do it now since, math has been outlawed in Florida, but anyway.
So,
all right.
Guinness Book of World Records.
Yes.
All right.
292 times, you say.
Yes.
All right, hold on. This is bugging me. This is crooked.
Well, you're the one who said it.
It's just
was it bugging you too? Because I thought you were
like,
in the show.
It's no, not. See, this is the. It's not that. I'm saying
that was better. Go ahead. A little more that way.
I think it's like
a little more toward me.
Okay.
There you go.
There you
want that's a lot.
You want it like that?
Yes, you look much better now. Are we ready? Whoa!
Yeah, there we go.
You like that better?
I like this much better.
Right,
I think this is the better. This is way better.
It's time for the 2-cent history lesson.
All right.
Garlic Day today. I'm not a big fan, but it is good for you. National Hanging Out Day. Whatever it is that's hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Kids these days. Here comes the old man round.
Oh boy.
The kids these days.
They don't hang out.
I love how they go, oh, what are you doing? I'm hanging out. You're like, you're in your bed on your phone.
No,
what are
I'm
you?
just hanging out.
Yeah, we're hanging out with my friends. No, you're not.
No, you got to go outside to hang
No,
out.
we're texting. We're hanging out.
Or
no,
at least in the backyard.
No, that's not hanging out.
Right.
And now that's given rise to the phrase "in the real world" or IRW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IRW.
Is this a real world encounter?
No.
I'm just on my phone.
It's also Humorous Day, a day to find humor in any situation. Even if it's not so good of a situation,
right.
Throwing a little humor around can be good for you.
Like when you go online and you see a news story or something masquerading as a news story that's about candy, and you go, what the bleep is this?
That was fake news because the chocolate bunny exists. And it is in the top 10.
Right.
I don't care who tells you it wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
It's there.
Right. That's hilarious.
1775. On this day, the American Revolution began at Lexington Common with the shot heard around the world. Just so you know, that shot really wasn't heard around the world. It really wasn't that loud.
It's a figure of speech.
It was kind of like Will Smith's slap of Chris Rock.
No, that was kind of heard around the world. That was heard around the world because the show was being broadcast around the world.
They didn't have the award shows in 1775.
If they had.
Don't get your wig in a bunch. Charles Doria, in 1892, finished building the first American automobile, the Buggy-Yacht.
The Buggy-Yacht?
The Buggy-Yacht.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's what he called it.
Sure.
Charles Doria. Doria. Kind of sounds like a medical condition. He's suffering from Doria.
Do you have Charles Doria? Talk to your doctor.
Side effects include
Buggy-Yacht.
Doria.
If you have Charles Doria, Buggy-Yacht can occur. Talk to your doctor. Side effects may include penile fracture.
I was going to say, let's go for a walk along the beach. 1960. He can't walk along the beach. He's got diarrhea.
Yeah, oh my God.
It's
Doctor,
dribbling down his
I've
leg.
got penile fracture, doctor.
Where did this come from?
That was I actually saw it was some drug commercial, and they said one of the side effects was penile fracture, and I'm like, well, then no.
Don't OD on that.
Then the answer is no. I'm not
1960.
taking this.
Okay, we got
All
it right.
Let's see if you have like a.
1960, chronic diarrhea. 1960, baseball uniforms began displaying players' names on the backs.
Ah.
So it could be a good thing,
Right.
And then a bad thing if you make an error.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It really just made it easier for the announcers.
it really did.
Yeah.
But you know, it was a big thing. I mean, when I was in Little League, we didn't have our names on the backs. People had to remember you by your number. But it was a big thing when you could put your name on the back.
Did you ever have your name on the back of the jersey?
Yeah.
As a player?
Yeah. I had to put it on there.
Oh, okay. So you're the only one on the team, like,
Yeah,
oh,
you
okay,
gotta know who I am.
Okay, Marino.
1980, for the first time ever, the top 5 artists on the U.S. country chart were all female. 1980, Crystal Gale,
Okay,
Dottie West,
got it.
Emmylou Harris,
Sure,
Tammy Wynette,
absolutely.
and Debbie Boone. You,
On the country chart? Well,
oh, yeah,
I
You
guess.
Light Up My Life.
But that was not a country song. That's ridiculous. That old man ran.
It was a crossover hit.
I know, but
1986.
what qualifies that as a country song? Honestly.
Country stations played it.
Okay.
That qualified. No.
Nailed it.
There you go. By the way, did you hear Garth Brooks opened up a bar in,
No.
I think it's Nashville.
Okay.
It's called Friends in Low Places.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah. It's,
I'd go there.
apparently they don't have any chairs. It's just
Beanbags? I'm in a low place.
no, it's
I
just
have a
kind of
beer?
a rail around the walls. You know, it's a little honky tonk
Okay.
place.
Oh, I
It's
see.
a friendly honky tonk place. 1986, Prince started a 2-week run at #1 on the U.S. charts with his hit "Kiss." In 1986, he also wrote the song that was at #2, "Manic Monday" by the Bangles.
I did know that.
He wrote that under the pseudonym, not unpronounceable symbol, but Christopher. It was a song by Christopher.
Oh, that's all he wrote is by Christopher.
It was by Christopher.
Hello.
Hello, Christopher.
Yes, if that's your real name.
The musical The Producers opened on Broadway on this day in 2001. And it was on this day in 2014 the White House refused to comment on a campaign to deport one Justin Bieber from the U.S. About 275,000 people signed a petition on its website calling for the Canadian singer to be removed from the country. Kick him out, they said.
Yeah.
That Bieber.
Yeah. If not, we're going to build a wall.
Yeah. And then the
on
next thing you know,
Canadian border.
he'll be making commercials for Tim Hortons donuts.
Yes.
Little Biebs.
And how long till Justin Bieber is doing pharmaceutical commercials? You know, once he reaches a certain age.
Is he suffering from diarrhea?
Right, that's what I'm saying. At the certain, you know you're old when your teenage icons are doing, pharmaceutical commercials. So, for instance,
That's pretty bad. Who do
for
you have
all
in
the
mind?
girls, for all the girls in the late '80s, early '90s who were like new kids on the block.
Oh,
you
they're
know.
not doing it yet, are they? Is
No, but
Donnie Wahlberg? No,
yeah.
no.
I did see Donnie Wahlberg do. Maybe it wasn't a drug commercial. It was maybe it was insurance. I don't know. It's either a drug commercial or a reverse mortgage commercial. That's it. You're now old. You're done. You're done.
When do we get to do those reverse mortgage commercials?
Right. I don't know. We should talk to Bob Laura about reverse mortgage.
Reverse.
I don't think you should do a reverse.
First, we have to figure out reverse
Right, I don't know.
mortgages.
It's,
I gotta borrow
it
some
sounds
money.
mildly dirty. Hey,
How about a reverse
You want a
mortgage?
reverse mortgage?
We're going to a reverse mortgage party. Everybody,
Put your deed in the bowl.
Just gonna see who
Put
you
your
get to go to
deed
their
in.
place.
Hey,
Hey,
woo! And you go home with a different.
Oh wow, this has been demented.
Yes,
today.
it has. Well, that's what we're all about.
We kind of are.
Yeah.
So coming up tomorrow, we are going to talk charity bikes, charity
Yes.
bicycles. We're talking
In
about
in
here.
Howell and
Yeah.
an upcoming bike sale.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. We'll get to that. Also, Uncle Bill joining us for School to Fools tomorrow.
That's true. And don't forget, merch store at MikeandJohnPodcast.com. We are planning a visit over to Spirit of Livingston, who handle our merch store.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about some updated merch coming up. But in the meantime, of course, Spirit of Livingston, a custom t-shirt and screen printing company providing high-quality graphic design services and custom embroidery. Give them a call today, 517-545-8831, or go online, spiritoflivingston.com.
You know, our spring line will be coming out soon.
Oh, yeah.
Spring line.
We'll be out there.
Yeah. After the snow clears, it's the spring line.
Hanging out in Paris with the chicks. Oh, those are the new designers. It's Marino and King. Oh, it's the Marino and King line. It's wonderful.
EmmonKay.
It
sounds like
the new
a discount
EmmonKay.
place.
EmmonKay. And not the letters M and K. It should be EmmonKay.
EmmonKay.
EmmonKay. EmmonKay. It's the EmmonKay line.
The new fragrance from EmmonKay.
EmmonKay.
Smells like
Oh my
cheese.
God. You know.
And feet.
What's that funky smell? Is it EmmonKay?
Ooh,
Oh,
that
no.
smell.
Oh no. It's
Hey.
something from the greenhouse in Walled Lake.
Yes, if you've got aches and pains, anxiety, the Greenhouse in Walled Lake is the one-stop shop for all your quality, safe, legal, and effective cannabis needs.
In fact, if you go online, greenhousemi.com, you can make arrangements for delivery to Brighton. The Greenhouse, 100% locally owned. Owner Jerry Millen's been involved in Michigan's cannabis community for over 15 years. He's a grower, a caregiver, and an advocate who's hoping to bring his services directly to Brighton, where he wants to open up a center.
Yeah, if you've got sleep issues, pain issues, stop by the Greenhouse today. Talk to one of their bud tenders. They can give you the best advice when it comes to sleep gummies and other products. Wide variety of flavors and dosages, and can work with you to develop a product that works best for you.
Right. The Greenhouse at the corner of Walled Lake and Pontiac Trail. They serve everyone from soccer moms to seniors. They want to serve you. Call them today, 833-644-7336, or online, greenhousemi.com.
All right, I'm going to take my fork so I don't lose it.
Yeah.
That was the answer, by the way.
I spit on that, by the way.
That's right. Yeah, there is a little
Yeah.
speck.
That was it. But I cleaned it off. That was I cleaned it with my spit.
Yeah. That's clean now.
So
I'm taking my fork and going home.
Yeah.
There'll be another trivia question tonight for
Good
those that
job.
would like to follow that stuff.
get
and have a
the
little-
fork out of here.
I've got my fork and I'm going
Yeah,
home.
yeah, you are.
That's it.
It's
We're
about
done
time.
for today.
I hope so.
Music?
You think so?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Was
Is there
more?
band? No, I think we're done.
We're done.
Are we done?
I think so.
Hold on.
No, not yet.
Oh.
We got to roll it over once, and then we'll be done.
No.
Get the backside.
Wait, what backside am I getting? What is happening here? All right. The
Somebody-
band is ready now.
The band ready?
Yeah,
they
they're
were on a
ready.
break right now. They were out in back
You know,
having a.
they
taking
stopped by
five.
the wall. The
they
greenhouse.
just got back from Walled
Just
Lake.
got back from Walled Lake.
They're ready to close out the show.
There they go. Oh wow, they sound tight today.
Yeah, they do. Hey, weren't the Cougar Girls working on our song?
They said they were going to get back to us in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
They're not the Cougar Girls. What was the name of their? It was Kitty and Cougar.
Kitty and
or
Cougar.
Cougar and Kitty. I can't remember.
Kitty and Cougar?
Cougar and Kitty or Kitty and Cougar. This is horrible.
EmmonKay.
EmmonKay.
The fragrance.
The new EmmonKay.
It's like a pheromone. It attracts others to you. EmmonKay.
What's that smell? Is that EmmonKay? Oh my god. What the hell is that?
That's EmmonKay.
It's EmmonKay. That should be our commercial. What the hell is that? It's EmmonKay.
It's taking over.
Okay.
What's in that coffee today?
I don't know. All right. We're post show now.
Post show.
What do we got?
Well, I brought a fork. I brought a fork today.
We should
What
have
more do you
saved the
want?
fork.
I can't save the fork.
What do you
Fork that.
think?
I don't have anything else in my papers. You know what? I think it's time to go to the CD rack. We haven't.
Oh,
done that
okay.
in a while.
Let's go to the John
where I
King CD
venture
collection.
Back to the CD collection.
Which has less and less
Recommend-
reason to exist
recommend a row.
in this streaming world that we live in.
I'm turning on the light.
But I just stubbornly refuse to get rid of my CDs.
All right.
I don't
I'm
care.
right there
I
with you.
can't. I got rid of my albums, and I regret it, although I never listened to them.
I'm
But
grabbing one from
I just
your
wanted
uncle.
them.
I'm grabbing one by your uncle.
My uncle.
Your uncle.
My Uncle Cracker?
Nope, one BB King.
Ah.
Live at
Uncle-
the Apollo.
Uncle BB.
Uncle BB.
Yeah.
Guitar named Lucille. Wasn't that your mom's name?
It was, yeah.
Your mom's name, Lucille.
That's right.
So tell us about BB King Live at the Apollo. Why do we have this?
because it's a great. It is a great CD actually, and I'm trying to remember when I bought this. I think it was on sale. Let's face it, I probably got it for $5.
Was it?
It
wasn't one of the Columbia House collection, part of your one of 11.
Now that I'm looking at it, I know why. Because it's got the live version of When Love Comes to Town with Bono and U2,
yeah.
and they're at the Apollo.
When Love Comes to Town.
So yeah, that's probably why I bought it. But I've listened to this several times. This is actually a great summer driving CD.
Oh, really?
When the weather's beautiful, you put the windows down, put this on. BB and Lucille taking you everywhere.
Let the wind blow through your mustache.
Well, not after May 14th, buddy. Then it'll blow through my ear hair at that point.
You know, life's pretty bad when the wind's blowing through your ear hair.
And I want to be clear. I take great measures to get rid of ear hair. I'm sorry, I do. Okay.
I hope
do
so.
I have a bear rug on my back? Yes, I do. All right. More than you wanted to know, but you knew it was there anyway. All right. Am I bald? Yes.
You know what?
All right. Is this mustache a mess? Of course it is. But one thing that I take care of is the ear hair. I make sure, because I see guys that aren't much older than me, and I'm like, what is going on with what is happening in your ears? They can almost do a comb over with their ear hair.
That's not.
I mean, there's like things growing. I'm like, no.
Sometimes they just show up, these ear hairs.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But you got to be on the
on the ball.
You got to be on the alert.
If you're not on the ball with the ear hair,
you're
not a part of the Mike and John got it going on. You don't got it going on.
That's right. And you
can't
can't
shave the ear hair.
You can't be part of the
ladies too.
The EmmonKay collection.
EmmonKay. It's hair removal for your ears.
What the hell is that? It's EmmonKay.
Yes. Are you wearing EmmonKay? Take it off, big fella. Get rid of the ear hair. All right, we've learned about BB King.
Yes,
great driving music.
It is.
If you have a CD player in your car,
if you have a CD player, which I do. I have a 2017 model, and when I bought it used. But when I bought it, the guy's like, he goes, "Oh, and it has a CD," like dismissively. It also has a CD player. I'm like, sold.
See, now my 2018 does not have a CD player, and I miss it.
Right.
So I have to get out the Mustang.
Because it has
play the BB King.
Okay, this is the sad thing now. We're making purchases based on vehicles based on whether they have a CD player or not.
So I can listen to my books on tape.
Right.
While I'm driving fast.
Right. Okay. Dear God, turn this off.
Yeah, we're done.